Well, good morning, guys. Today is Coffee Talk. We're outside. Welcome to today's issue of Burner Brother Antiques.
Lead against this pole.
Jimmy,
Take it down.
Jimmy's leaning. He's still tired.
What? We started?
We started.
Camera positioning finally got right.
Man, yeah. I took a nap while we got that in order.
Well, the camera doesn't quite get focused right all the time.
It's all right.
Camera guy back there operating. He's going to do better next time.
Well, he's new on the job.
That's sea bass.
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
Well, what are we talking about? Extravaganza.
Oh, that was fun.
Let's talk about Extravaganza. So last week was crazy all week long. Extravaganza week. I don't have numbers or anything as to how many people came through, but we had so many experiences that happened. Jimmy, you've been there. You got numbers.
Oh, numbers.
Numbers.
Well,
how many steps did you take?
I got, in 3 days, I walked 32 miles. I got 10 plus miles a day, 25,000 steps. It was good. But you know what, though? It was so much fun interacting with all those people. Because, and just to be honest, people that are there shopping for antiques and doing that stuff, they're fun people.
Yeah.
Oh,
They're there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Find a treasure that maybe
Every
reminds
once in a while
them
they're
of
hot and upset, but usually they get in
Or
there
wet.
and get cooled
They were
down.
wet Friday
Yeah.
when they came.
That Friday crowd was unbelievable.
So think about this. You had about 10 miles a day. Our employees did the same thing all weekend.
They were all humping.
And they were getting after it. I was thinking about that last night. What do you figure we sell, like, item-wise? Probably, I don't know. We probably sold several thousand items this weekend.
Right.
And that's a trip up from whatever building it's in. That's a trip up every time.
Right. You know, I thought about the second day. I thought, you know what? I should keep track of a clicker in my pocket. Like every time I take an item up, just to see how many items I take up myself in a day.
Probably hundreds. You know what I mean? I'm sure
Yeah.
it's hundreds of items.
Right. But it's a constant turnover too. Because I mean, I was putting things like in bin B5, and then like later in the day I was putting things in bin B5 again. It was for a different person.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What's kind of neat is you get to see how people shop too. Like you take something to one of their bins, and then you take something else to one of their bins, and you see what they're looking for. It's neat. It's neat to see what they're finding, and they get some good buys. They find things in there
I'm
that
shocked. Like I see that every day.
Where'd that come from?
stuff that I walk around. I'm like, I had never seen that before, and I'm in there every day.
Yeah.
Really cool, really neat stuff.
The one that sticks out to me is the Fenton Jack in the Pulp Burmese. It was about a 6-inch one, and it came up for $24.95. And I'm sitting there looking at that, thinking,
What a great buy.
"What a great buy!" I mean,
That's
I would
awesome.
give $50 for it right now, and I offered him $50. I was like, "You want to sell that for $50? I'll buy it." And they're like, "No, we're keeping it."
Well, that's a great find for them. Though. They
Yeah.
come there, they got their fix.
Well, we had over
thrilled.
200 dealer restocks in 3 days?
Yeah.
I mean, that says it all right there.
Yeah, and that's why you
And
see
it's
so much
constant.
volume every day.
Well, and the way that people help out, you were talking about seeing how that people shop. I seen a gentleman carrying around a Tyco train. He had one in his hand, but I knew where some more were in the booth. I said, "Hey, do you want me to show you where some more of those are?" And he was like,
You're
"Yeah, I
loving it.
love
Yeah.
it."
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, I could help him out that way, and then
That's something a lot of our floor associates are really good at. Just asking them, hey, where's this? Where's that? And they can lead you.
they don't
get
just
you going
wait.
in the right direction.
Yeah, they don't wait for people to ask them things. They interact.
Yeah.
I mean, you want in a case? Can I help you find something?
Well, I seen this one person that went to the same spot and bought the same thing like 7 times Saturday, and it was ice cream cones, and it was Josh. He kept going back and buying more ice cream. Every time I see him, he had a different ice cream. Oh, hey, what's going on?
On Sunday, I bought I actually didn't buy them. They were given to us. Got ice creams for all the cashiers.
There you go.
So they all got some chocolate ice cream on Sunday too.
It was just funny.
By Sunday, we needed it.
It was crazy.
Well,
was fun
also,
time,
Josh, the part that really got me the kick was that coffee brew out front.
Yeah, Whisk
man.
and Brew out front.
Whisk and Brew. I went out there and got one of those triple mocha laca.
It wired you right up, didn't it?
Yeah, I took off.
man.
I ran back in the building.
That's how Jimmy got his 10 miles. Had to burn some energy off.
Hey, you could be their commercial, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I can walk 25,000 steps. Drink one mocha latte, caramel, whatever.
Yeah,
those are
but
called.
they were good. They were really good.
Them girls are doing a good job. They're starting their business. They've been out to our place twice. They're having fun.
Yeah.
They've got their food truck almost ready. So I think we're probably gonna lose them to some bigger events too, but that's all right. I love to see them grow and expand and have fun.
Yeah. So let's talk about the market. Like, what kinds of things did we see sell? You guys see sell that may have surprised you, or just like let's talk about what sold.
My surprise yesterday was country
items,
painted country furniture. Sunday morning we loaded up, I don't know, probably 5 or 6 different pieces of country.
Just first thing in the morning.
Yeah,
right
people
away.
coming back. They were getting the furniture that they'd looked at before. Maybe they shopped around, hit the Extravaganza, came back over to our place, and picked some stuff up. And it was I don't know, kind of shocking to me to see how much country went out the door.
You know, I had there was 2 things that I was surprised about this weekend. One was the amount of Pyrex kitchenware.
Isn't it amazing how much Pyrex sold?
Oh my goodness!
All right, I got to be honest though. For some reason I like Pyrex. When I see it, I'm like,
it's grown on you.
I know. I'm like,
he's like, oh, that's
that's a beautiful bowl.
Yeah, that's an awesome
country
pattern. Well, I seen
green
one that I
purple
didn't see
and
before, and I looked it up. And it's kind of an odd, rare pattern. It was the Amish orange.
To the Amish in orange.
Yes, the Amish in orange. It was really neat, and one bowl. It was. I think it was priced out at like $300, and it was in the sold bin. Yeah, I mean it's not like it was on.
It was one of those rare colors.
Yeah,
and
I am shocked by it, Josh.
I had somebody tell me yesterday that the Pyrex that's in the United States is different than the Pyrex that's in the European countries.
Oh, I don't know.
I was like, really? I'd never heard that before. They said there's different patterns and everything. I don't know if that's true or not. That's what I was told.
That's a
Go
good
to Germany and buy
question.
Pyrex.
Like,
Let's go.
Maybe we'll find some rarities. Have Silka look in her mom's cupboard.
Probably
some
somewhere.
back.
Well, she has Pyrex.
I'm sure she does. Yeah. Have her look and see if it's different patterns.
Probably worth more here. No, so Pyrex was a big one though. I mean, I bet we sold. I mean, well over 100 pieces of Pyrex. I have no idea how many exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know dealers were bringing.
They know that it sells.
They know it sells. They bring it in.
Well, you're seeing it more and more.
And Longenberger baskets.
Longenbergers, man.
Or baskets in general. I mean, usually Longenbergers because that's what's mainly out there. But
Josh, over the past
some
6 months,
past
6 months, I've seen Longenberger basket sales increase probably tenfold from where they were 6 months ago. Saturday, filming at the Heart, I'm like, well, I don't want to film more Longenbergers, but there's some more. You know what I mean? It's like, well, there's more Longenbergers, and they're not overpriced. They're like $10 to $30 for most of them, and I think that's why they're getting so popular again. Though they're extremely well made. They were so expensive to buy new, and it's a nice decorative item that kind of fit with the decor happening.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, that was interesting. And you're seeing other stuff.
Some carnival glass. It's really nice carnival glass last night. People come in, so you still had the people that were coming in for specific things. I'm looking for this. I want to add this to my collection. So, what's cool about our mall is it's there. Fenton was the same way. I know we've talked about Fenton several times, but
Fenton's hot.
It's on a real comeback. The crazy thing that happened to me this weekend is I've been looking at this piece of Indian pottery. Nice.
I remember watching this happen.
Pottery. And I've been looking at it for a couple of weeks
Didn't
now.
you say if it didn't sell?
And I told, I was working with another associate, and we were standing there by the cabinet, and I would look, and I said, hey, I want to show you something. See that piece of Indian pottery right there? I said, if that doesn't sell, I am buying that at the end of the week. And this guy standing about 3 yards down from us said, did you say Indian pottery? And I was like, I said, I said, there's a really nice piece of Indian pottery. He goes, well, that's all my mom collects is rare Indian pottery. And he walked down, and I said, well, this is a nice piece. It was about $200 nice vase, but it had a beautiful Indian head on it that was painted. I mean, really good piece of pottery. And he goes, oh, she would love that, Mom. And she come down and she snatched it right out of the case. And the associate.
The best part was when you came walking by me and you're like, this is the one.
I had to take it to the salt bin.
Did you get it? Or? He's like, no.
Somebody else got it.
Somebody got it.
Walk up somebody else's purchase.
But I was happy for him. That's what they were there looking for.
Yeah,
you know what?
Great.
She only bought 2 pieces that she found in the whole mall, and that was one of them.
That's good.
That's also something that's really interesting is a lot of times somebody will come in the mall and the first 30 seconds they find something they want to buy. And then they'll spend an hour shopping and say, that's the only thing I bought. It was the first 30 seconds I found the item. It was we sold a sterling ring or a gold ring with a blue star sapphire on it. and a couple came in and like, well, we just got here, but I really like that ring. I said, well, we can put it over there in the sold bin for you, and you can, if you change your mind, we'll put it back.
All right. Were you
3 hours later, the only item they bought.
Was this
Were you a little bit? I guess I was a little bit surprised as to how much jewelry went out this weekend. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of neat jewelry. But was it you or you? One of you were talking to somebody who was up there buying jewelry. I think it was you, and they said that they liked the vintage jewelry just because of the different details and work that goes into it.
Yep, they were.
I remember
we were
hearing
looking
your
in the
conversation
case.
a little bit.
Yeah, we were looking in the jewelry case, and they were talking about like some people now are buying the stones that are generated stones and things, and he was talking about he liked the older jewelry because it had so much detail and work that went into it, the craftsmanship that went into the vintage jewelry.
Kind of said it has a story. I
Yeah,
remember saying that.
Yeah, he said each piece has a story, and that was kind of neat to hear that, and it was true. I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I said, that is true. When you see those pieces of jewelry, and then when you see people wearing them, you see they're wearing their mom's ring, their grandma's ring, and their ring all into one.
Yeah.
Now, something that I find a trend that's happening that I'm noticing, Josh, is gold and silver are starting to just move big time in price. So the commodities, the metal market, silver's up to over $31 yesterday, gold's over $2,300, and so a lot of those individual rings are getting more and more and more expensive. So a lot of costume jewelry that looks gold, so the gold filled stuff and the silver tone, the gold plates. All of those things are starting to now move at a significant more price. Not $1, $2, $3, but I'm talking $10, $20, $30, $50 each now, and they're starting to sell. And costume jewelry, man,
costume jewelry is
massive
really
roar right now.
And I think it's because of like you said, the prices of gold. Because let's be honest, if I want to buy that gold bracelet, it's going to cost me several hundred, if not thousands of dollars. But if I could buy that costume piece that looks really good, quality costume made by a good maker, for $100
or less.
Yeah, a lot of times or less. And you're getting really good pieces at that $20 to $40 mark. And
yeah. But we're seeing a lot of that move, and I think that's pretty interesting insight on just the move of jewelry. Something else. There's another item that is picking up in steam. I've talked about this a couple times, but studio pottery and studio glass out of the 80s and 90s. That stuff, both categories.
Yeah.
I've seen so much of that stuff on the sold bins. 80s and 90s studio glass, studio pottery, just going through the roof.
Now, a lot of times with this art glass, it'll be signed, but it's just signed. It's not it's not a name that I know or anything like that.
Right.
It's just signed. It'll say 1982, and I'm like, did a college kid make this? Or I don't know, but man, the quality's good. It's like everybody's looking at the quality, deciding, all right, yeah, this is cool.
Well, I think there's a recognition of that artistic ability that was just all over the country in the 80s and 90s. A lot of people, lots of small shops, and made all this wonderful stuff.
Right.
And they never got popular, but it did sell. So there's a bunch of, even in Ohio, there was hundreds of shops that made glass and pottery.
Yeah.
And that stuff's got a great look now. They have great patinas, great glazings, great colors. And I think there's just this movement in collecting this studio pottery, studio glass. Pretty cool.
Yeah, pottery and art glass, both of them. It's like you find those pieces, and like I said, sometimes you're looking at it like, man, am I missing the maker on this, or why is this priced at that amount? And I think a lot of times it's because it's cool. It looks really good.
Because it's neat. It looks cool. The question of the day, though, and I already know both of your answers. I guarantee it. The most unique piece that's sold that you were just wowed about, like, I can't believe that piece brought that kind of money.
Well, I don't know. I have to think about it. We sold a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but there was one piece that was like the one piece that was.
What size was it? What size was it?
We're talking about art. Well, we're sitting on one.
A chair?
What? I don't remember.
Did we sell a chair?
You don't remember the chair?
Which chair did we sell?
The schoolhouse chair with paint all over it.
Oh yes, yes. All right, so it's a plastic and metal chair.
Now we're on track.
Yeah.
Now we're back.
Plastic and metal chair, completely painted up. I'm assuming by somebody that's very well known.
It had to be.
Because it was literally,
it's like the schoolhouse
chairs that when you would move around in them, it would create static, and then you'd get shocked on a piece of metal. You guys remember those days?
Oh yeah,
when we were kids.
It was one of those chairs, and it was painted, to the nines. But I don't know who the artist was that painted it or anything like that. I remember it had a huge price tag on it.
Was it $700 it sold for?
$650.
Yeah, $600 something.
Now, $640.
So they're describing, guys.
It's incredible.
is a literally like the schoolhouse chair you sat on as a kid that every kindergartner would sit on. It looked like a kindergartner's chair, and that when our schools closed up and rebuilt,
we saw
thousands of them everywhere.
Yeah.
They were for sale all over the county. There was one that somebody took, and it looked like it was kind of like a Jackson Pollock kind of flip art paint all over this whole chair. And it had enamel paint on it with I don't know. There's probably 20 different colors of paint on that. But it was
the base
just
was white.
Yeah, white with blues and blacks and greens. Like it had a bunch of different colors.
Yeah,
on it. And maybe even like an orange. I don't know. It was cool looking.
And it sold. Jimmy brought it up. Said, "You're never gonna believe this chair."
Yesterday afternoon, I was home messing around in the garage, and now I have paint everywhere.
Did you try and paint some?
I'm gonna make one of those.
You got a couple of them painted.
I got some old paint sitting around.
Jimmy original right there.
I got a tarp spread out. She was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "Look at this picture of this chair." I said, "I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna see if I can make one of these suckers." So I'm slinging paint everywhere. Because I got an old blue chair like that at the house. It was blue. It's not blue anymore.
we gotta show that one. Yeah, that was probably the most unique item for the dollar. I mean, if that was $30 or $50, I wouldn't have
when they bought it, they were excited about it.
Oh yeah.
When they were loading up, they had U-Haul trucks. There was 2 groups.
Yeah, I actually had to walk out and watch what he put it in.
I was like, really unique items.
Josh walked out there too. We're like, who bought that? What are they in? What are they doing? Where are they going with that? Because we're just curious. Like, that had to be something. I almost asked him. I wanted to say, who painted that? Or what makes that?
I guarantee they know.
Oh, they knew.
It's just one of the things that we're sitting there like,
everybody
what
learned
just happened? And they're like, oh, we got a great deal.
They're walking out there smiling.
Yeah, they're loving it. So
it was probably a $1,200 chair.
Probably.
So okay, so outside of that chair, Jimmy, what else did you think some interesting items that we sold?
Well, goodness. I mean, like I said, I took a lot of Pyrex up. I took a lot of baskets. The interesting items that I think sold was a bust. It was literally
the one that got broke on the way out. Felt so bad for her. Let's talk about that for a second.
I felt terrible. Now I seen it happen, and I felt terrible.
So let me set the story up.
Noble guy right there.
First off, we have.
All I heard was Josh. Like, what is going on?
Let's set this up. So we got a lady that wanted to buy some merchandise, and she did. One of the pieces was a terracotta.
Yeah.
A terracotta head bust. And we got porters to help load. If you guys come to the antique center, we want to make sure you get your stuff out to the car safely. We offered help, and she was like, "I got this."
She was so excited about it too. She was
very excited,
showing it off to our employees, and right there at the.
And she even had made a deal with the dealer. Like she made an offer with the dealer, had come back and man, she struck
very
a deal.
excited. But she was like, "I got this." It's just you could just tell she was proud, she was excited, and she's like, "I got this," and she takes off. So I'll let you go from there, Jimmy.
Well, I'm already outside. I was helping someone take a wicker piece out to the car, but I was turning around, I was walking back in the door, and I seen her come out the door with the wagon, and she come across the threshold, and that bus looked like he was diving in the pool. I mean, it went right off the wagon, and pow, and it broke into 3 pieces. I mean, his head came off, and then the actual bust itself broke in half, like 2 halves.
Chest came off one side, and back off the other.
Yeah,
chest, back, and head.
And then she's in the door, and she's looking, and she's like, "Oh my gosh!" She goes, Can I go back in time? And I was like, no. And then that's when the door was open. I looked in. I seen Josh and Jacob standing in there, and I was like, Josh,
Josh, we need you.
Clean up on aisle 1.
All right, Josh, what happened then?
We went out there and got the pieces. Honestly, I think the pieces are still pretty cool.
Right.
Unfortunately, they're broke. But
they're broke, but I should get them back together. I'm pretty sure.
Possibly. Or just do it as,
3 different.
Wall art. That's what I would do as wall art. That's exactly what I would do. But yeah, we got them out to her vehicle, got her loaded up. I just felt horrible for her.
Well, here's what Josh did too. He offered to pay that lady money for that, and not from the dealer, not from him, right out of his pocket. He gave her money.
Yeah,
because he felt bad. But you know what? That was a very.
Well, she was from Virginia, and I gave her gas money to get home. I was like, well, the least I could do is that, right? So.
Well, but you did it for me. I
just
thought
felt bad
it was
for her.
awesome.
It was just
it was a mishap.
That's what I told her.
It
I
happens.
said things like this happen. I said we're just
She was
we just gotta
devastated
go on to the
about
next
it, but made her day though.
Made her day.
Good. She was happier after that.
One of those things that happen.
Yep, unfortunately.
But we had, I tell you what, though.
So they're a little rarer now.
They're a little bit more rare.
That piece is
One less in existence. Our staff, though, let's talk about the staff for a minute, because I felt like they were awesome this weekend, this whole week. So Extravaganza week starts on Monday for us last week. So 1 week ago Monday, people start showing up. Dealers start showing up to restock, and then our buyers start showing up from out of town to buy stuff. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they're buying. A lot of the dealers that are setting up at the show are coming in and buying product to take to the show. And then a lot of buyers start showing up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, start filling trucks, and then they go to the show on Friday, Saturday. So we've had like increased amount of volume moving through our registers, through our porters, through all over the antique center, runners on the floor, showcase opening operators, whatever we call it. Everybody was so busy this week.
The keys.
Hanging out. And I'm just saying, our staff stepped up. At one point, we had every cash register open. We had a line of about 25 people in line, and we had a rapper at every station, and then a couple people in the background doing little things. And Josh and I are just like, we stepped out of the way. It's like, if we go over there, we're gonna mess this system up if we try and go help right now. So
No,
they were doing well.
I tell you, when I was bringing that stuff up and putting it in the bins, even, and I was looking at the line and looking at the people checking out, and the like you said, the people working those registers and wrapping. That is, I mean, to be honest with you, that's not a job that I would want to do, because it was nonstop. But they were greeting everyone. They had smiles on their faces. They enjoy what they do.
They do.
Honestly,
they
they've
really
got
do.
a great mix of people right now that really get along together. They work well together, and it's, man. When we got
floor people, they were enjoying. I mean, those people enjoy what they do, and I think you got them kind of where they're good at what they like to do.
Yeah, I think Robbie's really good at placing people where they're going to thrive.
Yeah,
and a lot, and that, that's a great thing about our help is I mean, you think about working for an antique center, you're not going to get rich working for us, but it's a great atmosphere, and people love working there, and that's why they work there. It's fun. They like antiques.
Oh yeah.
They like interacting with people, and that mix. Robbie's really good at putting them where they should go. Talk about the over at the cafe, the same thing. 3 ladies in the cafe all weekend. Man, they were swamped.
They were swamped too. Well,
our cafe, you never know what's going to come out of that cafe. You hear giggling and laughing, and it's just a mess back there. They're having a ball, and they got 6, 7 people in line, and you get to watch it, and they're all giggling and laughing too, just carrying on with them. So they're having a big time.
Yeah.
Well, when you said something a minute ago that hit me, because I think it's huge in business and anything that you do in your life. When you mentioned the word people thriving at what they're doing, and Robbie's good at. You want people to succeed.
Yeah.
And if you're any kind of business owner, from small to big, or doing whatever you're doing, you want people to succeed. You put them in places so they could accomplish things and thrive and get better at what they do. And when you do that, when people succeed, they're happy.
Yeah.
I mean, and you're doing a good justice to them, because you're pushing them to their limits and giving them places and things that they like to.
Well, the importance of every position. When you think about from our porters to floor associates to everything that's going on in that mall, it's clicking.
Yeah.
And when it's clicking, it's a beautiful thing. And I'll tell you, this weekend I thought we were clicking.
Yeah, and something else too. Like right before the weekend started, one of our main guys on the porter, Al, he had to go to the hospital, and he got sick on Thursday, and he was scheduled to be there all weekend, and so
a lot of people stepped up for him.
Everybody just stepped in. These guys stepped in. Anytime we would need help anywhere, the whole crew, no matter whether it was a burner or anybody at the heart, had just stepped in and filled up. And filled in.
Well, our managers were out doing some of the stuff that Al would normally be doing in the mornings, and we're there 8 a.m. doing those things.
Yeah.
Right.
It's an hour and a half before the mall opens up, and we got
several people.
Josh
went and vacuumed for 2 hours. So Saturday morning.
Not quite that long, but yeah, it was. No, everybody's getting the trash out, getting just the little things that have to be done.
Yeah,
and it makes all the difference. It really does.
People know, like if you had a party at your house one night, and then there's a ton of people there, and then everybody leaves and goes home. Well,
like
there's
that
a
here
little bit
a
of a mess
times.
left. I mean, not intentionally messy, but it's just natural. There's mud. There's stuff. There's stuff that needs cleaned up. When you look at it, you're like, all right.
Well, think about that. We had 1,000 people come through there.
From
more than that.
Our experienced employees, but also our management, man, they're all they know what's going on. They know how to handle situations, and they do a really good job. I mean, it all falls back on their capabilities, what they do, and how they do it. So,
Oh yeah.
I know by Sunday we're all looking at each other like growling and hitting each other when they go by. But honestly, I can't thank them enough. They did a great job.
That reminds me of the old saying: you train your employees so they could leave and do anything, but treat them so they don't ever want to. And I think you guys do a really good job of that. And I think that's why, I mean, you have a major piece of something happen on a Thursday right before a huge weekend. Well, they can fix it because they're prepared.
They all stepped up and did it.
Yeah, well, they're prepared. They're prepared for those situations. It's not like that happened. They're like, we don't know what to do. Right. No, they're prepared, and they are very good.
So something I want to make sure we try and do on these coffee talks is answer questions through the week that came in. And
question on the
phone. We got a call-in question right now. Tecumseh. That's probably your wife calling you.
That is my wife.
You better answer that one. You better go get the phone call here. Tell her she's live.
No.
So here's one of our questions. One of our questions has the story of David's 500 bittersweet vases out of his barn been told? If so, where can you find it? If not, can I recommend an interview, please? So we have interviewed David several times. So you can actually go back into our past uploads, and you'll find an interview with David. I think it's under our Heart of Ohio channel, though. The 500 bittersweets, though, he had collected those for a long time, and 2 years ago he decided to start selling his collection off. And that's where they came from. So he sold 500 bittersweet vases in the past 2 years. Interview of David is phenomenal. Go to Heart of Ohio at Heart of Ohio Antiques on our YouTube channel, and you'll find an interview. I think it's called like our leading MCM dealer is the interview. It's something like that. So let me mark that one. Question answered.
David might be the only one that had more steps than.
Oh yeah,
I think he may have.
He finally got me.
Somebody else asked about the bittersweets. How much is he putting those in his booth for? So the smaller ones I seen selling from $175 to $225 price range. He probably sold 10 of them this weekend already, and that was the range of those smaller ones. What booth and what building are all those bittersweets in? I'm telling you, lots of interest in those bittersweets. Yeah. So what is that building for? Do you know what booth number?
I don't.
Tell you what, if you come in the Antique Center, go to Building 4 and go all the way to the end, and you're going to see the display. Into Building 4.
There's a couple people that came in and said, I want to see all his booths.
I know.
Because they like his display and stuff. And
it's really cool.
You never know what you're going to find there either.
And they're set up really neat.
Yeah.
So next question. Jacob, in this video, is Kaylin your daughter that just had baby Rose? No. Hayla and Noah, my daughter and son, just had baby Rose, and they're actually she's my daughter now.
Yeah.
So they're
family dynamic.
They're in Europe right now. They're actually flying back tonight from Germany. So that is Noah and Hayla had Rose, and then Kaylin is now pregnant, and we don't know what she's going to have. Her husband, his name is Ethan, and they're due in December, or at the end of December, beginning of January. Don't have an exact date yet.
Today's also a special day for her, right?
And today's her birthday. How old is she today? 23?
22.
22?
I think she's 22.
22. I should know that.
Nice.
22 or 23.
Yep.
I think it's 22. Hopefully she doesn't watch this.
She's watching.
How's Al? The question is, how's Al? Al is good. He's recovered. He's actually cleared to work on Wednesday.
Yeah. He came out and hung out with us yesterday. To walk around, and
he's got giving hugs to everybody at the heart and telling everybody he missed them and loved them. It was pretty cool to see.
Well, everybody missed Al too.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, so let me read this one. This is a long question here. This is in reference to the two pieces of glass. It says, this is from Nancy Camp. Both vases are beautiful, but I'd go for the Tiffany. The blue is stunning. Are those two pieces in the Monday night picks or the Thursday burner auction? Okay, so the Tiffany piece and the Lundberg piece that we did a video on will be in the burners.com sale in a week out. It's not this week, but it's next week's sale. That catalog goes up this coming Friday. Okay. There was a lot of talk about our Lundberg, and that did you guys see Lucas and Joe discussing the Lundberg and the Tiffany? I don't know if you watched that video or not. We got those two pieces in. They each picked one and did a video about it, and everybody voted. I think it's like split decision on whether they would our viewers like the Lundberg or the Tiffany best, but.
That's cool.
Well, it depends on what your fancy is.
Depends on your fancy, man. I must have missed a bunch here. What the heck? I got Tiffany. Good to see Kate. Love the Lundberg. I got to get back to questions again. I missed to mark all those. Next question. Oh man, there was more. I got to get to them. Makes me okay. This is about the hoarder house that we were in last week. So you were with me in the house. I want to just talk about that again because I had a lot of comments about the hoarder house, and we titled that hoarder house. And you know, we weren't trying to be mean with the title or anything. It's just it is what it is. And
Yeah,
she was a hoarder.
Clutter or lots of stuff house.
Or
I
it
mean,
looks
it's-
like my
it's
garage
way-
sometimes.
Yeah.
I turn into a mess sometimes.
Yeah.
So anyways, the family had already left the house. So the situation when we arrived was we work with some people that liquidate estates and collections and houses and different things. And so that's who we were working with on this specific deal. And we had the opportunity to go in and purchase whatever we would want to put on our truck. And we had one day to do it. The next day, somebody else was coming in to do whatever they're going to do. And so we went through and we purchased a truck full of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was we don't know exactly the backstory of it all, but that's really all I can tell you. I do know this though, that the family, nobody was living there, that they have been gone, probably been gone for a little bit of time. I don't think anybody lived there like in the last week or two.
I mean, it was a little while.
It had been a little bit of time, and the house was getting sold or something, and they had to clear out the stuff, and so we were step one of that clear out. That was from that hoarder house video. Let me see. Next question here. I live in Oklahoma. Do any of these resellers do house selling and shipping? Also, how do I see individual booths and merchandise? So, if you are living in Oklahoma, we invite you fly out to the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. We work with a UPS store that's not very far away. You can drop off merchandise there, and occasionally they'll come pick it up for you. It's about a 15-minute drive from the Heart of Ohio Antique Center. So if you come out, you're renting a car and you're buying a bunch of stuff, you can drop it off there and they'll ship it right to you. We do that with our burners.com auction. They ship 1,000 items a week for us, and they gladly will ship for you. And all you have to do is just drop it off.
The last big items I remember. You remember those propellers?
Yeah, they did.
Got shipped out. I don't remember where they went, but it was pretty
well,
impressive. They flew in,
was it
bought them.
California?
It may have been.
It was somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
The lady bought them for her husband. He had bought an airplane hanger, and she wanted to put them in her airplane hanger.
They wanted them to go in the office of the hangar.
Can T-shirts be bought online? So if you go underneath of our link here, the @Burner Brother Antiques merchandise website, we have stuff for sale. If the Heart of Ohio shirts are not posted on there yet, they will be. We have merchandise on there, so those should be on there soon if they're not on there yet. But we do have other stuff, and that if you keep watching that site, we're going to continue to put new stuff in there every month or two, a new product, and we'll take one off and kind of keep mixing up, keep it fun.
I caught a bunch of flack yesterday.
Over
Emily wore the green shirt that says "I walked a mile at the Heart" to work.
Why'd she do that?
I don't know. Now they all want to wear them.
I know. I seen her wear that, and I'm thinking, well, there we just ruined the employee look.
I was like, oh my gosh, and she was like, well, maybe you should change your look. I was like, oh, maybe.
Next question. Why don't we see all your Whatnot shows? If you want to watch our Whatnot shows, download the Whatnot app and follow us at Burner Brother Antiques and put on there subscribe so you'll get a notification whenever we go live. We don't schedule those really far out. We schedule 2 or 3 a week, and we have 10 a week. A lot of pop-up shows. Sometimes we may not have 10 every week, but we have a lot of shows. We do stream those live on Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook, you can watch those live if you don't want to have the Whatnot app. But yeah.
Get on the Whatnot app and you can interact. We love seeing things pop up and comment and have fun with it. What'd you say? Interactive TV, right?
Interactive TV.
Yeah.
It's pretty fun. Another question, first time ever we were talking about we have this new thing at the Heart where we're allowing our individual dealers to have sales and specials.
That was a hit this weekend.
Huge hit this weekend. A lot of people went to those booths and were looking for those specials. But that is the final price. If there's a 20% discount in the booth, you don't get an additional 10 at the cash register. That was one of our questions. Is there still the 10% on top of that? No, the answer is no. Instead of 10%, they're offering 15, 20, 30, whatever they're offering. I have one guy that said
discretion on what they're setting that at.
One of our dealers is thinking about doing a half off sale every 2 or 3 months and trying liquidating inventory
Clear it out.
and then bringing new inventory in. And so he said, I'm going to just do like a 1 or 2 day special and just get rid of everything I have and start new. So keep an eye on that. If you're shopping the mall, look for those. They're bright orange or green signs, and they'll have a discount on there, and those are automatically taken at the cash register. There is a 10%. Okay, is there an individual booth discount additional to? Okay, that just answered that one. That's the same question, different person. Let me see. I might be getting caught up on these questions this week. Oh, somebody's asking me about this. Is an interesting question here. You need to start your expensive items at a higher price, save time, and get more realistic prices for each item. And this is talking about it was one of our videos when we I don't know if we were showing whatnot prices or what we were showing, but our marketing, part of my marketing strategy is that I want everybody to always check into what we're selling. So therefore I will put stuff up for $1 if it's worth $1,000 or $10,000 or $2, because I know that people watch out for what we sell. Because of that, every week, our weekly auctions or the burners.com auction, I might have registered bidders into the thousands, 8, 10, 20,000 registered bidders. And sometimes we'll get 10 or 15,000 absentee bids every week. Because of that, we've built this reputation that we're going to bring really great stuff to the market, and we started at $1. And that's just how our approach is. And I know that you guys see us sell stuff sometimes.
Let it roll. I mean, honestly.
Yeah. Well, we sell stuff really cheap sometimes. If we have an auction where there's like a bunch of stuff going on and people just they don't see our sale that week, whatever.
Our whatnot sales are like, that was a good buy.
Well,
we're giving it goodbye.
I was trying to
goodbye
on my phone.
Well, we were in one of those whatnot sales, and we started something from $1, and whatnot had a glitch, and nobody could bid. It was like
it sold out.
Yeah, it was like, dang, we just lost like $40 on that one. Well, goodbye.
But yeah,
what not working, guys?
It happens, and when that happens, you just gotta go with it. I mean, you can't.
Well,
redo it.
What we do is we just think, well, you know what? Instead of having to pay print advertising, when somebody gets a good buy, if you buy something for that's worth $50 and you buy it for $1 or $2 or $3, you're gonna keep paying attention to our shows. Just like we just paid $50 for you to watch the next 50 shows. And so that's kind of our approach. We lose some money on some things, and that's okay. It averages out. It averages out.
It's what you said before. It's a lot of volume. People turn in volume. I mean,
now
you try to get the most out of something, but man, if you just make some money on it, turn it over and let it roll.
Turn it and roll. What I find interesting is David at the Antique Center. Our MCM David that has all the bittersweets. He says, I've been watching you guys and trying to understand your philosophy more and more, and he says it works. He said, I'm starting to sell stuff at a lower price and move more volume. And he took a few offers this week, and he said, I'm learning. I want to keep doing what you guys are doing. It works really good. So, keep it moving.
No, and he's got great volume. Yeah, he's got a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he's got so much volume.
He can push some stuff out, get some people some good buys.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a great way, great philosophy, and people know, okay, this
well,
dealer's willing to work with me.
I know this in my life. If I'm somewhere and I like something, I'll go back. If I'm somewhere and I get a great buy on something, I'm going to go back.
Yeah, you're going to go back. And that's what happens at the Antique Center. I watch it with Kate and Jocelyn specifically and Sandy. They come in the doors. They've got like 3 booths that they instantly go to because they know they always get good buys.
Yeah.
And those
going to have good quality pieces they're looking for, and they're going to get a good buy.
Reasonable price pieces, very good quality, and they bought off of them before.
Yep.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like you create this following if you're selling at a reasonable price, and people want to go to your booth. And I think that's what David has gotten created at the Antique Center. Now we have people come in. Where's
like
David's booth?
Following, which is cool.
And that's awesome. Well, guys, listen. Coffee Talk, Burner Brother Antique Style. We hope you enjoyed today's video. It's going to be interesting. I think we might have 2 uploads today. If we do, don't forget to watch the other one. So we'll see you guys. Next Extravaganza comes in September. This is an Extravaganza wrap-up talk. Next one is September, the 3rd weekend of September. We invite you, come out, see us, enjoy the Extravaganza, the flea market, the show. There's over 2,000 dealers there. Plus, we have another 1,000 booths and showcases at our Antique Center, the largest in the country. It's an amazing place. We invite you to come out, see what we're doing, check it out, and we'll try and have a good time with you. We'll sell you something, get you good coffee or food or something, and just hang out with us. So blessings everybody out there. Don't forget, like, subscribe, make lots of comments, and we'll see you tomorrow.
See you, folks.